Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Louis Phillips and welcome to episode number 43 of the 9 to 5 therapy sessions.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to be having a chat today as we usually do.
We always have a chat.
But for now, we'll start it off as we usually do. How are you and how did you sleep?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. It's a classic joke, that one.
It's a running gag, isn't it?
It's a running gag, and it gets me every time. I'm sure it gets the listeners every time. No, but I'm going really well. Slept really well. How are you? How'd you sleep?
Mate, sleep has been impeccable lately. Been taking it more seriously. Been allocating 9 hours a night to get into bed, which usually results in about 8 hours of sleep time. And you just notice it. Just you feel like a new person. Like mental health, physical health, everything health, spirituality, everything is just on point when you wake up at that time.
Speak to me. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I got in bed early the other day because of you.
Yeah.
You said get in bed early. I said, yeah, right.
8 p.m. lights out.
So fucking, yeah, mate, this house.
Yeah, mate, it's a clockwork house.
You wouldn't think two 23-year-olds are living in it.
No, you wouldn't. You'd think it'd be a party house, but no, we're out with the retirees, mate.
Yeah, we are. We're locked in. 43 episodes as well.
Yeah. It's been going well. Oh, and by the way, to answer the second part of your question, I'm doing really well as well.
Yeah, good. We'll get into that more.
Yeah.
But yeah, 43 episodes. Like I suppose like the thing with podcasts and anything kind of audio like radio and stuff is it requires a lot of content. It's heaps of content. And I do wonder how we keep coming up with things to talk about, but
we're just really good at talking shit, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I was listening to Joe Rogan, Theo Von last night. Hate to give him a shout out because they're like a rival podcast, obviously. They just talk for like 3 hours and it's like, geez, we do like 40-minute podcasts, but not quite there.
Yeah. We've had 2 episodes ago, quite a sad tone of a podcast, but a necessary tone. Yep. 42 was up there again.
Yeah, so 41 was the breakup 2.0.
Yeah, tears, genuine tears were shed.
Tears from
you. If you haven't listened to it yet,
go check it out.
Yeah, it's like quite dramatical. It's like the brave and the bold. What is it? The bold and the beautiful.
Bold and beautiful.
Bold and the beautiful, mate. It was some really emotional stuff. So
it was, and then the one after that. 42.1.
Bit more of a comeback.
2.1.
Yeah, 2.1, episode 42. Bit more of a rise, the mood's improved. Bit more of an... Yeah.
Now, this isn't breakup 2.2.
Yeah, it's
not. But how are you feeling in general regarding that?
Mate, it's been like a... they say improvement isn't linear, but I've definitely felt it's linear for me. Like, just realising more and more things, feeling better about myself.
Yep.
Life is feeling better. I've seen these TikToks lately. It's like when you're like a 20-year-old, like I think they say attractive, and you're getting ready and you realize like what a time to be alive.
Yeah,
it's like
so
what
true.
A time to be alive.
It's like we're 23, coming into summer, both single, and we're living out of home. It's a good time, and not just because of like getting with chicks and whatever. It's like just fucking living life.
Mate, honestly, just hanging out with your mates and having fun and not a worry in the world reminds me of high school, honestly. Actually, no, it doesn't really remind me of high school. It reminds me of like exchange and stuff like that. So
I suppose like the lack of care in high school. I kind of get that vibe as well.
No stresses at all. Yeah.
But no, it's good to see, and I can tell like you're doing very well, mate. It's the trick, isn't it? Excited for it,
and for all you guys who've been sending us your own experiences, it's crazy just how many people are going through something similar like that. And if you guys haven't listened to the previous podcast, but kind of my overarching advice is tackle it head on. These feelings, it's going to be really shit. You just got to tackle it head on. Give these painful feelings the oxygen they need to breathe, and once you've kind of endured them, it only gets better from there. Whereas if you try to sweep it under the carpet, it's just going to keep coming back and you're not dealing with it. So that's what I've done, and it's paid dividends and it's worked. So attack those feelings head on. If that means crying for days, for weeks, for however long it is, then you just got to do it, honestly.
Lock in, get it done. That's the ticket.
It is Movember, isn't it?
It's Movember. We're doing something for Movember.
Are we?
Yeah, I shaved last night, as you can tell. No, just kidding.
Who's got the better mustache?
It's not even a question. I shaved like, what's it, 12 days ago. And this is all I can dish up.
Yep.
It's pretty pathetic.
So we're on the Movember grind, mate. Are we doing anything for it?
Yeah, we are. So I'm running 25 Ks a week or 100 Ks this month, and you're riding 1,000 Ks.
Yeah, and what I've realised is the 1,000 Ks is
You're an idiot.
Is a bigger commitment than the 100 Ks.
I was almost going to agree to 50 Ks, and you were like, oh, come on, do 100. I was like, okay, we'll do 100. 1,000 Ks.
Yeah. The point is, it's not just like, you're just going through the motions. It's just like a poor pace and you're just racking up the distance. Like we said for you, nothing more than a 5-minute pace. And we said for me, it has to be above 200 watts.
Yep.
So it's not exactly easy. And especially on days like today, which is pouring, I rust. So I'm not getting out on the bike during this kind of weather. So it's really hard to get the 250 Ks I need a week.
Yeah.
Because it's a big commitment.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of that? So do you think it's like the time? Because I know the thing is with 1,000 Ks, it's not just like the cardiovascular kind of difficulty. It's more like you got to dedicate a lot of time to it.
Yes.
Like time on the bike is a big thing.
Yep, definitely. So, I mean...
What kind of hours are you doing?
Yeah, for a 100K ride, if it's mostly flats, I could probably do it in under 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely do it in under 3 hours. But like if you go up to the Dandenongs or something where there's loads of hills, obviously you're not going to be going as fast and your distance isn't going to be going up as quickly. But it's nonetheless going to be extremely difficult. So like the other day was 140K and that just took a while.
Got to avoid the hills.
Yeah, it's good fun though. But yeah, like I could do it. But also, I don't know, I don't really want to do it by myself either. I don't want to do it when it's raining. So,
are you going to crack the 1,000, do you reckon?
I'll have to. I've committed to something, so I'll be pretty embarrassed. Yeah, like I'll have to do it.
We haven't really hustled the donation link at all, which is fine. But if you are thinking about donating, please do. We'd really appreciate it.
We are trying. The aspect of the Movember Foundation that we relate to the most is definitely like that chat about men's mental health and kind of promoting more of a conversation between mates about that. But yeah, as you say, we haven't really hustled that link. I think we're only on $360 and our goal was 5,000, so we've got a long way to go. So yeah, if you guys want to donate and support the cause, then go for it.
Yeah, if you've made it this far on the podcast, that's like your subscription almost. Yeah. The donation. But exactly. No, it's fun and like I'm really enjoying the running behind it, and it's forcing me to get out there. I got footy training next week when this is out, so I
surely count those towards the Ks. Like
but you can't because I'm not going to hit my watch every time I go for a lead.
Yeah. Oh, true.
So what I'll do is I'll figure it out. But
hopefully it's just running training or something for footy training.
Yeah, well there'll be a lot of that. True.
Yeah.
I can probably add that in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a bit of that.
And so we're out of lockdown now, going out. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been really good. Probably been going out a bit more than I expected, to be honest. But I'm not sad about it. What about for you?
196, the drink of the summer, mate.
196. I wish I had one with me now, but it's 11 a.m, so better not.
Yeah. I might crack one open, but
it's 5 p.m. somewhere.
It is 5 p.m. somewhere, but yeah, another great drink. I really hope we get sponsored by them one day. But
Santuro. What's the...
Santori.
You pulled out a nice coffee the other day and you were like, oh, it's like a 196, and it was actually made by Santori. It was
actually made by Santori or Suntory, whatever it is. It is, yeah. They're dominating. They're market leaders. I want to buy shares.
Yeah. So you're not going like the Voddy Lime sodas or...
maybe if I get bored of them.
I had some Voddy Lime sodas the other night and they're actually really good. But not cheap.
Of course, mate. It's not going to be cheap. What do you think?
Oh, it kills me.
Because it tastes bad, it's going to be cheaper or something.
Obviously, I would never bring a flask on a night out.
Yeah.
However...
Might be inclined to now. Haven't been selling enough programs, so...
Have not been selling enough programs, so can you buy a program?
Yeah. But going out's been fun. We've been seeing heaps of people that watch our videos and shit.
Yeah, that's fun. That's exciting. I feel like a bit of a celebrity sometimes. I feel like I'm
Dusty Martin walking down Chapel Street, mate. It's good fun.
Literally imagine being them.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
We have like one person come up to us every now and then. It's like, wait, watch out.
Yeah.
Big dogs.
Yeah.
Imagine everyone coming up to you.
Yeah.
I can't, yeah.
We also have a new podcast sponsor. If you see our t-shirts here.
Oh, yeah.
So they're called Manscaped. I'm sure all of you guys know about them, but they are pretty awesome because they've revolutionized the game of male grooming for like shaving different areas, What's your kind of experience with their products?
Yeah, no, really good. I think we both like you and me bought some Manscaped a fair while ago, a couple of years ago, when they were the big thing, and it was a great result because we needed to get that area sorted, get all that covered. With growing up, we're starting to meet new people, and
exactly. So important. I had the 2.0, which was a bit of an older one, but it really did the job because I've had a really bad shaving experience, or like I have had bad experiences in the past. I had like these hair clippers and I was like, need to get the job done down there without revealing too much. And it's like, have you seen those TikToks where it's like literally like that? One wrong move, like you can't get too close with actual clippers. You slice. It is so painful. And
it's sensitive. It's like a really bad paper cut.
Oh mate, and it just doesn't stop bleeding either. It's not the result you want.
Not the result you want. What, was there blood everywhere?
Oh mate, it's just not good. I cringe.
It's like a slaughtered pig.
But these are awesome because that doesn't really happen. I think it's like a ceramic blade or something like that. They've got some wonderful technology and you just shave away. It is really smooth. It's just a stress-free kind of job. We got sent down the new 4.0s and they're just like the bee's knees at the moment.
They are the bee's knees. The closest thing I have to like a big shaving incident, because I'm very careful when I go down there, quite coordinated when it comes to my grooming, is when I was very young, like as in I was like 4, and like Dad was putting my pants on once and he went to zip up my zipper. Ooh. And mate, haven't forgotten. Have not forgotten. I reckon I'm still affected by it. I got PTSD from it. I clearly remember I was living in Singapore. He zipped him up, got me pecker, and oh, Dad, what are you doing? I hated wearing underpants as well, so it's fun times. But so that won't happen with the lawnmower 4.0. So here she is. This is the 4.0, and best part, it's got a light. So for those, there it is up against the mic. It's got a light, and it's very kind of versatile, like quite kind of compact, and you can get in all the nooks and crannies. Yeah,
it gets the job done really well.
It does.
And so if you guys want one of these, you can get 20% off at Manscaped with free shipping with the promo code NTF at manscaped.com. And this is a paid partnership. So if you guys want to support it, that'd be fantastic because I know a lot of us blokes could really use a device like this.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you want to support us, then this is a fantastic way to do it. Obviously, you get something for it, and then we get helped out as well. So use code NTF for 20% off.
Fantastic.
And free shipping.
Cool. So you mentioned that you really enjoy how like the Joe Rogan podcast, they just go down these rabbit holes, mate, and they just have chats about anything. So
yeah, it's impressive. I suppose you don't really understand until you start your own, or you're on your own podcast or like you're hosting a podcast, how difficult it is to actually just keep a conversation flowing, especially one that someone's going to be really interested in. So you and I could speak about really specific, kind of intricate, like high, not much context things for a long time, but the listeners wouldn't have a fucking clue what's going on.
Exactly. And like we've seen friends and people that we kind of know who, they have a few drinks one night and they're like, oh, boys, let's start up a podcast.
Start a potty.
And then they start a podcast and the topics that they actually speak about are just like the most niche inside joke, like things that nobody else would understand except like their close mates group. And it's
like 4 people are going to understand it.
Mate, that is so funny. I
have no idea why it didn't take off.
Yeah, exactly. No idea why it didn't do anything.
Yeah, but it's really difficult. And that's why I think like listening to Joe Rogan and like Theo Von, who else? Mark Normand, I think he's really good. They're all comedians. Is like really good because it doesn't sound like they have a run sheet by any means. Like Joe Rogan especially just says like, hey mate, how are you? And then they go from there. Like he maybe has a starting question.
Young Jamie. Pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah. I mean, that's further down in the podcast. But it's impressive to be able to do that and got to give it to him. It takes a lot of balls because if we're having, anyone big coming on, I am preparing that run sheet like a motherfucker.
You ever smoke DMT?
Hey, yo, Jamie, pull that shit up.
Well, what's the other one? You ever tried elk?
Elk.
You sauna much?
Sauna?
Hey, yo, you ever been in the sensory deprivation tank before?
Yeah, no, he's got it. He's really good at that. So, I mean, we're not quite there. I was kind of hoping to do that for today's episode, but we're kind of chopping through it anyway. It's whatever's happening is happening. But you've got some crazy stories.
I don't know if they're too crazy, but I've got some stories, that's for sure. What about you? Do you have some?
Not really. They'll come to me though.
I love some of the crazy stories that people send through in our email. Like that girl that sent us a story about she was seeing a guy and went to their party back at their house and they were all injecting each other's glutes with like Tren or something like that.
Yeah, they're having an injecting party.
That is, I can't even fathom that. That is crazy.
If you've got a crazy story, send it through. We might talk about, or we just like to read it. But yeah, some people's stories are pretty nuts. When I think of a crazy story, I can't really think of one. I think I've been in a couple, but they're definitely not appropriate to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Have you watched The Inbetweeners before?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, love it.
Favorite episode off the top of your head?
Nah, no idea.
No, you don't. You don't really.
No,
you must not be that big of a fan.
Top of my head, Bus Wankers.
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a fan.
You like Jay?
Yeah, I like Jay.
Yeah, he's funny. Why'd you do it? Funny.
Well, hey?
Why'd you do it?
Funny.
So,
Jay.
My favourite episode of The In-Betweeners is the first episode. It's when, they're introducing the characters and everything like that. And what's the nerdy guy's name? It's Simon?
Simon.
No, Simon's like the kind of good-looking one with the fringe. What's the guy with the glasses?
I know.
I can't remember.
He kind of speaks a bit like Chris Harris, who's a car presenter.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. So there's Neil, Jay, Simon, and who's the other bloke? I can't remember his name.
No, I don't know.
But anyway, he moves to the school and he's got like no mates basically. And he tries to like make friends essentially. And I think everyone's going to this pub at night. They're all underage. This pub at night called the Black Horse or something like that.
He's got the hot mum.
Yeah, he's got the hot mum. Yep.
Yeah.
And so they all rock up and they go to this place called the Black Horse, and I think they end up at the wrong pub.
Yep.
And it ends up being called it's like the Black Bull or something like that, and it's like the most empty pub, and there's just some old geezer there having like a dinner, and they need to like get him to pay for the feed and everything like that. And turns out, obviously, they've rocked up to the wrong pub. It has like a really similar name. One's empty, one's absolutely popping. So, one of my first nights on exchange, I've just made like a new group of friends, right? We're all connecting pretty well, like great blokes, still like really good mates with them today.
Yep.
We met some chicks out the night before, right? They were good chicks. We were all interested. And these girls were like, meet us at this pub or like this bar or whatever it was called. I think it was like an Irish pub or something like that. It had like this name. Can't remember what it was called. But we were all big In-Betweeners fans, and we were actually chatting about this episode and how funny it was the night before. Or like in the Uber, it was called Grab in Malaysia. But we were chatting about this Black Horse, Black Bull kind of story from the In-Betweeners, and all thought it was so funny. We'd all give like little quotes and do the little In-Betweeners dances and things like that. So we're driving, these girls say, meet us at this bar, right? So we plug it in the Uber thing, and we've only been in Malaysia for about 3 days at this point, so we don't know where's where. It's like a 40-minute drive into the city centre in Kuala Lumpur, which is kind of where all the bars and clubs were. Honestly, I can't remember what the bar was called. But we rock up, mate, it's completely empty.
Oh, no.
It's a dive. It's on like this outer rim part of the city. There's nothing happening there. There's a couple of like old Malaysian geezers there just having a pint or two. We're like, why did they tell us to come here?
Oh, no. Did you get stood up?
Oh, mate, we thought so. And then we realised there's a few of these places.
Oh,
mate,
shit.
there's like 4 of them 15. In Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, you got all around.
And I'm like, which one is it? Because one of the girls was like, I think she was like, she was from England, but like her family lived here. You know, one of those people that get sent to like the really posh private schools in like England, but they're like expat dad or whatever.
Yeah.
It was that kind of setup, and we're like, which bar is it? And turns out we got the wrong one, mate.
Oh, you hate to see it. Did you make it there in the end?
We did make it there in the end, and it was a really good night. But yeah, it was a really good night. I think we got home at like 7 a.m. or something.
That's a good night. I feel like those nights are often really good. Like we were out with Joey Woodley the other day, and I booked us into this absolute. Oh no! It was, we rocked up, and it wasn't just like walk in. Anyway, it's just you, me, Joey, and like this party.
Yeah.
And we just made the most of it. We had a few drinks, and it ended up being really fun.
We did make the most of it, and turns out there was like this Mate, I'm not gonna lie, it was a fucking dive, that place. Like, I was like, as soon as we walked in, I'm like, mate, let's where we're going.
It looked like we walked into someone's house. It looked like we walked into a school or something.
Mate, it was shocking, but lucky there was good company. We actually met this guy there. He was like a big football player, and he played in like some big leagues, had a big following, soccer that is.
Yeah.
He was a really good bloke, and we were chatting to him.
Great
We won't
guy.
reveal the name yet, but mate, it was awesome. We just synced a couple of drinks with him, and then we moved on to the next joint.
The second I have a few beers, I want to get everyone onto the podcast. I was talking to him. I was like, mate, we're going to get you on the fucking podcast. He's like, yeah, right, mate.
Yeah, sounds good, mate.
Yeah, fucking
mate.
see you never.
But anyway, I feel like my exchange experience has like some of my best stories ever. Like last night was a movie, man.
Last night was a movie.
Had
to be there.
Yeah. Can't talk about it on the camera, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like it. As long as you made it there in the end. But there is always that kind of fear, oh shit, have I been stood up?
Yeah.
Have you ever been stood up?
Mate.
Like said, I'll come to this joint and then people aren't there?
Trying to think.
I think
I've been like cancelled on, but like never rocked up to a joint, and yeah.
There's nothing worse getting cancelled on. I hate it. How do you go about it?
If there's like a genuine excuse and things like that, or like, you know, like a serious, like, you couldn't have forecasted that to occur, you can understand, you know, maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it keeps recurring, then you're like, okay, what's happening here?
I hate it when people are always late. There's nothing pisses me off more, because I reckon it's just a direct kind of, it's a bit of a fuck you to your time.
I'm really bad at that, or I was really bad at that, and I'm trying to get better at that now. I remember actually one of my girlfriends a few years back, it was like our second date, and we were like trying to see a movie together, and I was driving, and mate, I was caught behind a tram. So
I remember this.
It put 30 minutes onto the duration, and I still am really big on like not going on my phone while I'm driving. So I didn't like text her to say, hey, I'm running late. She ended up being my girlfriend for 2 years. But
did
she was like
angry?
ready. She thought she got stood up because I was 30 minutes late, and I literally got stuck behind this tram on like Chapel Street or something, and I couldn't get past it.
You hate to see it.
It was ridiculous. And she was like texting her friends saying, oh, he stood you up, he ain't worth shit. You know, like go and leave. Like,
yeah, it's always the friends. Hey, that's the one thing I hate is like when friends get involved. It's like, if you break a heart, I'll break.
If you break your heart,
it's like
you'll do nothing. You'll do nothing.
You're not gonna do a thing. You're gonna unfollow me.
Oh shit!
No,
block me. Oh,
Sarah.
No.
What am I gonna do?
About to make a bad joke there, but have you seen the Travis Scott apology?
It's
like, oh man,
no.
It's just like,
too soon.
I've seen some pretty funny memes. It's
like shit.
A meme of some guy going to the toilet, and he's like, you know, when you go to the toilet and it's just like a big effort, it's like, it then cuts to like the Travis Scott thing. He's like, oh man.
Is this the black and white screen? Like, it's in black and white?
Yeah.
I think I've seen the one. It's like when you forget to pull the chicken out of the freezer.
Have you there's like a similar one to that. I think it's like an African American guy, and he's like, when your girl, like when you're trying to say sorry to your girl, like you're upset because you're like trying to hit or something, and it's like, oh man, oh man. It's like you're just like pretending to be upset. I don't know. I gotta find the video. It's so funny
I've
though.
definitely seen that.
But that is a current affair we can actually have a chat about.
Yeah,
the Travis Scott one.
Look, yeah, it's a good point. I think I don't know. One of the people who died was a 14-year-old girl, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing in a mosh pit?
What are you doing at a Travis Scott concert?
Yeah.
Like, not saying what happened isn't terrible, but
yeah, what are you doing in a mosh pit at a trap? Like, get out the back.
If Travis Scott's coming to Australia, there's no 14-year-olds.
That's probably our biggest difference between you and I. Is I fucking hate mosh pits and like large crowds. I still go to them, but and you love them. Like, you love being in a mosh pit.
That is some of the best times of my life I've had in the mosh pit.
Yeah, I hate them with a passion. I hate it when people touch me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think the only mosh pit I've convinced you to come into was the Oasis or like Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
That was good fun. Did you enjoy that?
Great
or was it
fun.
still a bit touch and go?
Nah, loved it, but still a little bit bit on edge.
I was there to protect you, so you
were there to
mate.
protect me.
Shove off any troublemakers.
But the Travis Scott, like how does that happen?
So I think it was at least 8 people died and there were a bunch more injured. But so from what I know, some like Travis Scott has like, you know, you can see it in his lyrics. He says stuff like in this song Stargazing, and like it has like a beat change, and then it goes into like a different verse, and it goes like, it ain't a mosh pit if there ain't no injuries or something. I got him stage diving off the nosebleeds or something like that. So he's like, he advocates for like really dangerous mosh pits, which I'm like kind of a fan of, because I love like a hardcore mosh pit, like people absolutely raging, like going crazy, kind of like every man for himself. But at the same time, like that's bloody dangerous. What I've seen, I think there's a fine line. Like I've been in some crazy mosh pits, like a Skepta one. I think ASAP Ferg was pretty good. Like a few of them. And yeah, they're not like, if you're a small frame, like they're dangerous. Like there's been times where I've been like knocked around and I roll my ankle or something like that.
You don't lose your feet, that's for sure. I reckon if you lose your feet in those moshes and stuff, you're in trouble.
Mate, it is so dangerous, especially for like, what I'm thinking is Astro World would have been one of Travis Scott's first performances since COVID, and there would have just been like all the rages and hardcore fans just going ballistic in there, and there would have also been like a bunch of, I don't know, younger, smaller frame, less
first concert kind of thing,
things, and they would have clashed
2 years,
and they would have got obliterated, because there's like these hardcore people who are just going crazy, wanting to kill each other, and when there's just like, we've been in mosh pits where like you can't even move, right? They wouldn't be as bad as these Travis Scott ones, but like, you know, when there's a sea of people, it's really hard to move. Despite if we're stronger than the average person, you actually can't move in them.
Yeah, I hate it when they start like waving, like when they go side to side, you know, like when like all the bodies are moving side to side, and you just have to go with it.
Remember the Sticky Fingers concert when we were there? I reckon 50, not to gender profile, but 50 girls had to get pulled out because they were like, what, I don't know what
passing
they were suffering
out,
from,
like
but
it was heat, because it gets like 50 degrees in there.
It would have been like, I'm not kidding, like 50 people had to get pulled out. Like it was insane.
And they got, tears straight away. I remember one next to me was crying. I said, oh no, you're meant to be enjoying this.
Yeah.
Get her out, send her to the back.
But yeah, the other thing, not to get political, but I think like Travis Scott could clearly see that there were ambulances and people were struggling, but he thought, he's probably gets a bit of that at his shows already in the past, but he's like, oh, no, it's fine, I'll continue.
What was with the put your middle finger up?
Oh, I mean, rappers do that all the time.
Ambulance. Like, what was the reason for that? Because you can see him like see the ambulance and he says like put your. I thought he was like. So I've been
to like Juice WRLD's done that before. ASAP Ferg, like they all go like put your middle fingers up to such and such, like put your X up, you know, for like X or something like that. They always do that, right? I don't think that would have had anything to do with the ambulance. It just would have been a coincidence that someone was filming an ambulance in frame, and then Travis Scott did that. Like he wouldn't be saying like "fuck the ambulance" or something.
I thought it might have been a different reason, like so that would have been through like more space or whatever. I don't know. Yeah,
but I think he was aware what happened, and like I've seen like Playboy Cardi performing at Lollapalooza like a few weeks ago, and like something similar happened. And he like paused the concert and he's like, hey, yo, like they're telling me people passing out. It's like telling people to take 3 steps back. It's like the person on the stage has that much influence, right? They can get them to do anything like that. And I think Travis, you know, he could have done that. Like,
I feel like it should go beyond Travis as well. Like what about, I mean, people can flick off Travis's mic and get over the PA system and say, hey, we all need to step back. Oh, everyone needs to chill out.
Yeah.
You know, like why wasn't that happening? I mean, 8 people dead is not just like, it's not one person.
No, you don't really hear of anyone dying at concerts. Like, I mean, apart from like drug overdoses and things like that.
Where's the accountability?
I think a lot of these performers are idolized in some sort of godlike manner. It's like Travis, he's huge, right? Probably top 5 biggest, maybe not top 5, top 10 biggest artists in the world. Right? He's a god. He's huge. But there needs to be like a line where it's like, if you can actually see like that's happening, you need to flick him off. Like as much as he's God, flick him off and tell people to move back, or like get him to tell people to move back, because it's.
I mean, imagine being the parents of that 14-year-old girl. Yeah, no, it's pretty horrible. And like, who's gonna pay for this? Like, where's the accountability getting shifted towards?
It'd be interesting to see like the flaw in the logistics there. If it was really Travis like promoting like a really hardcore mosh pit, or if the planning and, you know, the spacing and the barriers were bad, or if it was just overpacked. Like,
Because I remember a few years back, did you hear about that one at Falls? Like here in
Oh,
Melbourne?
yeah, it was like a stampede.
I think it was
something.
DMAs were playing and everyone was trying to get to somewhere else. And like there was only one exit, which was like, you know, the size of like 2 doors and, you know, like 1,000 people or whatever. And everyone was trying to get to the front of the other concert and everyone was running out. It's like stampede. I think no deaths, but a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a death. I can't remember.
Once you lose your footing and you get like there's a stampede, that's so
you're
scary.
fucked. Yeah. No, you're taking on damage.
Yeah. What I hope doesn't happen of this is like really conservative mosh pits now. Like I still hope, because I'm a big advocate for like fun and, you know, like a good mosh pit, good energies, like people going crazy in there. But I hope it doesn't result in like, you know, we all have to be sitting down now. Like that.
I hope it does.
That'd be the worst result, mate.
That's my idea.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you strongly.
Heaven. Get me a seat, couple of drinks, set up shop, even some earplugs because it's often a little bit too loud.
Oh, fuck you.
And bob my head. Bob my fucking head.
Two opposite sides of the spectrum here. We all know that concerts can be life-changing experiences in a good way. I think they're one of the best investments you can put your money into just because of how they change your perspective on things. And some of my best memories have been concerts
and festivals. As long as you go with a group of mates that actually care for you and look after you, they'll be some of the best experiences ever, I reckon.
Do you have any particular concerts or festivals that you've really...
Yeah, certainly number one for me is that the Catfish and the Bottlemen concert we went to that a while ago. When would
2017 or 2018?
I don't know. It just opened like I drove there and like I was sober and, you know, just opened my eyes up. It was fantastic. It was you and I.
That was the year we first started lifting as well.
Yeah, so it would have been 2017, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because I came back from Europe. I heard about them because I met these lads over in Europe, finding myself, and they said, yeah, listen to them, and then we listened to them together, and
we blast them so back in the day when we first started lifting in our little asbestos-filled garage, we would blast 3 artists. They would be Catfish and the Bottlemen, DMAs, and Sticky Fingers, and we would have a playlist, and we'd listen to every single song they ever produced, and just every session, same playlist
on repeat. Get that shit up, Jamie.
Catfish and the Bottlemen were performing. We're like, we're buying tickets, bro. I'm pretty sure we got like these really expensive Via Go second scalpers. So expensive.
Stupidly put all our pennies together.
So worth it though. Still.
So we were waiting out the front for 5 hours.
Not really.
I think we were there for a while though.
I think we may have got there.
They're pretty early. Yeah. And it was hot, sweaty, and I just remember thinking, shit, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then like from that, we've been able to like have those memories ever since.
So I think we posted a photo from that concert on our Instagram a few months ago. It was when we were talking about the topic of female safety and men just needing to do better. And we used that photo outside the concert. I was wearing a red spray jacket. You were wearing like an Adidas polo top or something like that. Yeah. So that's the photo. That's what we looked like back then.
Yeah, little babies.
Little babies, mate. I remember at the end of the concert, the highlight was 2 girls wanted shoulder rides from us and we gave them shoulder rides or something like that.
I reckon my back was fucked back then as well. But you still do it.
Yeah.
Actually, I said no. I remember. Actually, I remember this, and then I remember it was pitch black, and then the lights came on, and the one that was on your shoulders, she just wasn't it.
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it? I remember your face. You
were like,
when realization came home.
Yeah, the dark made it was a favourable
turn the fucking lights back off.
Yeah.
Get them off.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I remember they were playing the song Tyrants. Yeah, Tyrants, 'cause that's what they finished on. But anyway... The car ride home, you were driving the Land Cruiser.
Yep.
And I just remember an epiphany, a life-changing epiphany. Another one. I love a good epiphany.
Yep.
And I was like, what am I doing with my life? I want to change my life.
It's changed a life,
I was like, mate, I want a job. I didn't really have a job at the time. I want a job. I want a girlfriend.
Ooh.
I want to travel. I want to turn this around.
How'd the girlfriend thing turn out?
A week later, I started talking to a girl that ended up being my girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
I think 2 weeks later... I got a good job in finance that I then held for 4 years.
Oh my God, this guy's incredible. How did you do it?
I didn't really go traveling, but like it happened down the line. But mate, I honestly reckon that concert was life-changing for me. I don't know what happened, but I just like...
I think it was a real kind of realization that we're actually kind of adults now. We're young adults, very young adults, but you can kind of do whatever you want at that point. And
exactly.
Obviously, as long as you're smart. Another cracker was what's some other concerts? Like we've been to like 3-4 DMAs concerts together. They're pretty good.
Always good.
Planet also pretty good.
Yeah,
bit of
more of an underground one, but
bit niche.
Definitely enjoy that.
Worst
concert? Touch Sensitive.
Oh Jesus. God! Don't even. We don't even need to go there. Guys, it was just shit house. I can't listen to their music anymore.
Yeah, me too. It's just
and it wasn't necessarily like his fault. Touch sense. It was the general thing. Like it was the night.
There were a few things going on.
A few angry. Yeah. Anyway, but it was there's plenty of good concerts and that's one bad one out of.
I'm trying to think if there were any other bad ones or any.
What about like festival wise? You loved BTV.
BTV was my best 3 days of my life. I would have had my best out. Oh, actually.
Yeah, careful.
No, I'll talk about it. It's a good experience. Probably best hour of my life. We won't go too specific.
Don't go too specific.
Wait. But Rufus were playing, taking us into midnight. It was unreal. There's some really funny stories from this night that I can't go into too much detail about. Anyway, I was getting with this chick. She was really attractive. It was awesome. I had all the boys behind me. It was like taking us into
St. Kevin's.
New Year's Eve.
St. Kevin's boy over here. All the lads are behind me.
All the lads were behind me. No, it was just a good mixture of things. I had like all my mates, like girls. Rufus were playing. It was midnight. Life was just good.
Yep.
Probably second best hour of my life. Best hour of my life would have been the Skepta one.
Skeppy. Yeah.
It was unreal.
Festivals are good fun. Another one to indulge in if you're over 18. Just make sure you're with the right group of friends, I reckon.
Exactly right.
Look after your mates. It's a big one at festivals, and it's not even. Yeah, it's like make sure you do it. I reckon.
Now, do you have any crazy stories from your end?
So I said I'd come up with one.
Yeah.
During the podcast. No, I don't have any.
Mate, you're the most boring bloke ever.
I know. Crazy stories is we're going out for some drinks tonight.
Yeah.
Another week.
This night's going to be a movie, bro.
No, it's a movie. We're starting at the college lawn.
Yeah.
Then we're going to the Hop Garden.
That's very specific, mate. You're telling they're going to track us, mate.
Yeah, but this will be up after we've been out. So you never know what's going to happen.
What's your outfit going to be?
Oh, I don't know. I'll need your help there.
Yeah, I'll dress you.
Yeah, you dress me. I've got to go for a run though. I don't know. Do you have more you want to talk about?
I do have a few more stories, but I reckon, we can't give them too much in this one. We've got to save them for later.
This is going to be a longer podcast than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
This was meant to be just a check-in.
Rabbit holes, mate. Absolute rabbit holes.
Genuinely though, if you want to support us, go pick up a Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0.
Use code NTF. You'll get 20% off and free shipping. It is very epic.
Honestly, we'd really appreciate it. And we love you.
I've also posted my first YouTube video on my personal YouTube. It is a gym vlog. I'm going to keep doing them every week. Would love your support and subscribe and comment and like and do all that share stuff.
Maybe it's in the recommended of this YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. Cool. All right. Awesome. Sweet. Thanks guys. Bye.